What's going on, guys? I am coming at you today from a field because I thought it would be a cool place to talk about the Arrowhead 8.0 and how I modified it down to 17 ounces for my ultralight kit. I am not an ultralight backpacker, right guys? This is not something I do normally, but this summer I put a kit together for about 10 pounds total so I could go out for an overnighter, easily throw it on. I don't have to lug around all sorts of gear, especially if the weather's nice and it's not too cold. This pack, guys, is something I've done a full review on. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's also part of my budget backpacking set. But what I wanted to do is take this from 28 ounces and try to get it down to 1 pound if I could. Didn't quite get it to 1 pound, but I did get down to 17 ounces. So let's take a look at how I did that. Now, if I jump on the website, I'm gonna show you what it used to look like here, guys. If you jump right over here, in fact, there's the pack with all its glory and all the parts and pieces still included. If I go right here, number 5 on the list, padded hip belt. So the padded hip belt, guys, is the first thing I took off of this pack. And what I did is just took scissors and simply cut that stuff off. It was really easy to do. The tools, in fact, that I use, guys, let me step back a second. The tools needed for this, guys, that I used was 1 pair of scissors and an X-Acto knife. I needed a razor blade to help cut seams and stitching, and a scissor for the heavier material. A scissor or a pair of scissors, not sure which one is right, but we'll go with either. Now, the padded hip belts, guys, just cut those right off. I got the idea to cut this off from old backpackers in the 70s. There was a movement where guys were carrying 70, 80 pounds around. All of a sudden, people started doing their own modifications. One thing to try to get things lighter, and one thing they did is they would cut that hip belt off. So you don't want a lot of weight with it, but we'll talk about usage here in a bit. All right. So back to the website here, guys. If you look, number 1, top hood includes 2 easy access zippered pockets. So the brain of the bag. The brain of the bag is the next thing I cut off, guys. And when I was cutting this off, this is the one place where I made a really big mistake. I hurried, and in my cutting, cut through the main material here with the scissors. So I'm gonna have to make some sort of repair to that, because right now water can get right through it. That's one real weakness, and just take your time. That's my suggestion. I got a little hurried with it. But with the hip belts and the brain already, we lost a lot of weight, but there was still stuff on the outside to take off. So if you come back, look here at number 4, reinforced front carry handle. All the stuff, guys, that was on the front of this bag, all of that stuff I cut off. So the handle is gone. It's right here. The handle is gone. And then the webbing. There was webbing for gear attachments and stuff. I took all of that off. Compression straps that connected to the hood, took those off and cut all of it out. And in fact, not that hard. I thought it would be, but cut the big stuff with scissors and then use that X-Acto knife just to cut the seams out. All right, number 3 here, it says compression straps. I left those. So the compression straps on the side, I thought those were nice to have, especially when you get some gear in there, you can cinch it all down. And I left those on. And then number 2, padded shoulder straps with adjustable sternum. So of course, we left that on as well. Once you removed all of this though, it made a big difference, but not enough. So now we have to move inside the pack, guys. And if you move inside, the first thing that I took out was the hydration pouch. And that hydration pouch obviously doesn't weigh much, but I cut it out. I actually turned the bag inside out. You can literally grab the bottom, turn the bag inside out to do the work in here if you need to. But when I moved that or removed the hydration pouch, what that allowed me to do is get to the stays in here. This is the frame for the backpack. They don't weigh a whole lot, guys. These are aluminum, but all the padding around them and all of that material did weigh a lot. So I took that stuff out from inside and basically have just made this one entire bag. That's all that's there. And that's all I removed, guys. So hip belts, the brain of the pack, taking that off, all external ornamentation that's not needed, and then inside hydration pouch, as well as the stays, the frame, and all of that extra padding and material. Took that out. So guys, with all these modifications, I was able to get this thing down to 17 ounces total, 1 ounce over a pound. I wanted to get to 16, and I probably could if I took some of this other stuff off, but I liked the accessories that are left. This allows me to hang my trekking poles if needed. I still have the attachments for that. Water bottles, no problem. And I've done one trip with it so far as my Ultralight kit. I'll do a full gear load out on how I got my full setup, base weight under 10 pounds, but this was a big component of it. So wanted to do that review and talk about modifications. Guys, I don't have a whole lot else right now. Just wanted to show you this really quickly. Hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye.
I'm just stuck here in a dream. Long, long, long. I'm just stuck here in a dream.